Welcome to Istanbul.
Yeah, I know some people fighting. Maybe it's for something real.
The vast
But
walls
the
of
truth that
Istanbul.
they are hiding.
It's really quite extraordinary, even coming from New York City. So we're here in Turkey. Importantly, we're in Taksim Square, which I think summarizes modern Turkey. An Ataturk, the guy looking dapper behind me on the sculpture, wanted to industrialize, liberalize, westernize Turkey. He went around looking at other European cities, and he noted they all had squares. But Istanbul didn't have a square, so he decided, let's build one. So he built it right here. Go for it, boss. Yeah, I appreciate it. Teşekkür ederim. Teşekkür ederim. Teşekkür ederim. Yeah. Evet. Napoleon called Istanbul the melting pot of the world when he arrived here. So the other thing he wanted a sculpture to celebrate this kind of European-centered, focused. And when it arrived, unfortunately, Turkey was so broke that they couldn't quite pay for it. It's actually supposed to be a fountain, but as you can see, there is no water running behind us. However, a year or two ago, coming full circle, President Erdogan built a massive mosque right behind Taksim Square, which shows, I think, the duality of Turkey's both Western, liberal ethos and its Islamic heritage. We have both Taksim Square, Mustafa Ataturk celebrated, and a massive mosque built by President Erdogan. Finally, the important thing to note about Taksim Square is that it's the beginning of Istiklal Avenue, which terminates all the way at Galata Tower, the other famous landmark of Turkey. So let's go take a walk and check out Istiklal Avenue. As your eyes sensate on Istiklal Avenue, I want to talk about Turkey in a way Europeans cannot understand, but Americans will. In Turkey, a visceral tension between the secular and the religious electrifies the air everywhere. Like Tesla coils caught in Thule fog, you feel it but cannot escape it. The counterforces are so powerful and unsettling, they shape every daily interaction among people. It is a vibe unique from anywhere else in the world, except, if I'm honest, America. Passageway. Passage has Hulu. With the person following us to our left. I can tell you, in Pakistan, this never-ending, nervous civil tension does not exist. Islam has won. In France, too, the feeling is not there. Even in the smoggy streets of South America, there is no colossal war of national identity. Below the equator, the focus is capitalism, and the fear of poverty makes a quick treadmill. Now, my friends, you might notice something interesting, which is the architecture. Looks familiar. If it looks familiar, that's because this was known as the European side. Specifically, Beyoğlu, where all the Western Europeaners stayed and settled, and so they built a lot of the architecture in their style, which makes it feel a little more homey than some of the Soviet era or Middle Eastern architecture in the Golden Horn. On my third day living in Turkey, I meet a middle-aged unmarried woman who used to be a nurse, but now freelances as a tour guide, named Songlu. Dressed in nothing remarkable but a simple blouse, blue jeans, and a straw hat, she tells me she thought I was from Hong Kong when she saw my name. Not many Americans come here, she says. Oh, I say. Then Songlu asks me what I do, and I respond journalist. Oh, so you like to make up stories, she smiles. I jump cut in to bring you guys the Russian consulate, which is the only consulate around that is full of police barricades and manned 24/7. It's right to my left. That's because a lot of protests broke out when the special military operation occurred. It's right there to my left. We walk around Beyoğlu, the neighborhood that this street before you pumps its commerce all around like an artery, and I ask her who hires her. Mostly, she says Arabs. Rich Arabs and Indians. Indians make her lose her hair, she says in jest. They simply want to go shopping. I learned the Indians are mainly from Punjab, and they're fun and energetic, but they want to get deals. And they don't care too much about why the only Catholic Church's congregation is all black and from Africa, or that whirling dervishes are a sect of Islam, or that right there is where the UK consulate was bombed.
Now, some of my history-minded friends might remember that there was a big bombing that occurred in Turkey at the British consulate in the 2000s. That was right there. That's where the bombing took place. Right here in the heart of Kharkiv. It's recovered just fine, though.
I ask her about the rich Arabs, and she sighs. She explains that President Erdogan lets them have citizenship if they spend $400,000, and Turkey needs the money. But it also causes problems. She explains the Gulf states enjoy Turkey because they feel at home among fellow Muslims. But unlike their real homes, in Turkey they can legally drink here, and break other rules. Prostitutes are popular, she laughs. I think perhaps they are popular because Turkey, unlike Saudi Arabia, won't behead them.
Look at this narrow little alley. Jewelry. Where does it lead? No idea. I think it leads to a restaurant. I guess it opens up into another cafe that's currently closed. Oh, there's some kitties, some Istanbul kitties.
Istanbul is the equivalent of Las Vegas, a place to get loose and let what happens here stay here. We pass Russians, Pakistanis, Syrians, Kuwaitis, Yemenis, Lebanese, Iraqis. Again, so many new migrants, Songlu says. But she turns to me, the Lebanese aren't so bad. They're whiter, don't you think? I don't know what to think, so I let the question wash over me and reflect on how racism in America is almost cute compared to the complex hierarchy of judgments in the Middle East or Europe or whatever this place is.
Oh, we're now going to enter a little alleyway, my friends. Let's take a little walk. Let's take a little walk in here. You can see the domed Romanesque architecture. It's like a Parisian or Italian cafe in here. Although it's quite hard to move. Down there is a nightclub. A little nightclub. This is the area where everybody likes to drink alcohol. It's not illegal to drink alcohol in Turkey, but it is taxed heavily. And this area used to get raided all the time by the Erdogan government trying to crack down on various permits. Alcohol is still a debatable subject. Nonetheless, lots of drinking takes place here. Yes, you can smell the fish. We're exiting right into a fish market.
Used to be the fish market.
Well, it still is. I can smell the fish, but it used to be a much larger fish market. But there are some fish right there. So we've arrived at a fish market. Now we'll make our way back to Istiklal Avenue. I'm showing it all to you guys. As we navigate our way through these Byzantine, literally, streets. That's where we get the word from, Byzantine, meaning labyrinth or confusing.
Istanbul has a population of nearly 20 million people, 15 million on paper and another 5 million undocumented. By numbers, it makes it both the largest city in Europe, if you consider it Europe, and the largest city in the Middle East, if you consider it the Middle East. I consider it mainly an amazing clusterfuck of historical beauty. But Istanbul is also huge relative to the country, which has a population of 80 million. This means 1 in every 4 Turks lives just in this city alone. Half of Turkey's entire GDP emanates from these ports. Surrounded by sea on every side, Istanbul's dew point is just as high as the population. So when I'm walking around, the air feels like a wet blanket stuffed down my throat, and the street is somehow a never-ending hill. There are no fat people here. But if you decide to visit Istanbul, rent an Airbnb. It will be half the price of a hotel and twice the size. Google Maps likely won't be able to find it, both because the street names are unpronounceable and designed 2,000 years ago, But the host will speak English, or French, or Russian on WhatsApp, and will guide you in a language. Just pick one. The Turks are all polymaths. One host I spoke to in 3 different languages. Originally from Senegal, his native tongue is French, so we communicated first in French, then in English a moderate amount. Finally, we were both still trying to learn Turkish, so we practiced a bit. Also, the tap water is fine. Drink it. You only live once.